Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. This is the most unusual time for me to stream. If nobody joins me, hopefully the VOD will be one piece of something to view, and you can do that because that's what happened last Sunday. As you all know, if you've been watching, I had trouble for about a month with it splitting up into first like 2, then like 4 segments, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And last week, earlier, before I streamed, they came out. I mean, they didn't come to the house. We had notification from our service, the internet service, that they were working on our internet in the area, and it went in and out all that day. Then I streamed the next day, and I got one stream. I was so excited. So I hope it works again today. I made a little silly comment about let's give something to the stream gods as a sacrifice, and I think that worked. Had an ad right off the bat there. Not sure why. Didn't even hear talking, but I saw the picture. Okay, so last stream I was spinning Shetland. Those blue bats. That is the end of the blues study. And this is the real end because I'm playing it today. I don't expect it to take the entire stream. I have another project in mind if that's true. It is a Thursday afternoon. Normally I stream in the evenings. I am here to tell you I won't make it past 8 o'clock tonight. I am exhausted. Just exhausted. So it's been a busy week. I last streamed Sunday afternoon. I normally stream on the evenings during the week. And since I'm so tired, I am just going to go ahead and do it. Just gonna do it. You can catch it on the VOD later. So first off, Monday was to be a mother-daughter get-together. My daughter bought tickets for a tour of a bourbon distillery here in our big city. And if I can do a little sidebar, one of the reasons things are so crazy right now is Louisville, Kentucky has the Kentucky Derby. And the Kentucky Derby is always first Saturday in May, and it always falls around my birthday, because my birthday is May 1st. So it is coming up this coming Saturday, and the 2 weeks before the Kentucky Derby in Louisville, there is something to do almost every night. There is just so much going on, not necessarily every night, but every day. Things like a Pegasus parade, and things like hole-in-one $1 million competition, Ironman, various and sundry marathons. So, yeah, there's always a lot going on. So let's back up. Oh, there, see, I was early today. There was my birdie. Let's back up a little bit. I didn't do anything the week before that was Derby related. I did other stuff. And then on Monday, not related to the Derby, but because of my birthday, daughter bought tickets to do a distillery tour. Kentucky's known for its bourbon, right? We have, in the state of Kentucky, 42 bourbon distillers. Not all of them are open to the public, but a lot of them do tours and tastings. It's good business, you know. I have been on one tour before, and so I'm not going to say, oh, I've been there, done that, because there's a lot to learn from each of these tours, right? A lot of history and a lot of information and a lot of interesting facts about their specific products. So, yeah, if you're a bourbon lover, which I didn't come to Kentucky as, I am a Scotch drinker, but I am gradually building up a nice relationship with bourbon. However, my daughter had a family crisis, and so she wasn't able to go. And at first, my first response when we were texting about it, I was going to say, well, maybe you can get your money back. And then finally, hubby said, why don't you and I just go? And I asked my daughter if that was all right if we'd use them, and she said, yeah, that'll work. So that hubby and I went and did the tour. And then went out to eat afterwards. So, you know, it took from afternoon till 9 o'clock before we were home. Tuesday, what was... Okay, something happened Tuesday. I do this all the time. I can't think of... I have to think a minute. Let's see. I know it was important. It was a trip. Oh, I hate it when that happens. I might think of it later. Yesterday, though, was another trip into Louisville for a Derby event, and it's free to watch. It is not free to participate, but it's called the Great Steamboat Race, and it literally is paddle wheels. There is a paddle wheel ship that's been part of Louisville's history forever, and it's called the Belle of Louisville, of course. And then Cincinnati, which is up the river from us, also has a paddle wheel, boat, paddle wheel boat. They call it steamship race. They're both paddle wheels that participate. And the trophy is a rack of antlers, right? So they're vying for the winning of the antlers. And they race on the Ohio River. They start out under one of the Louisville bridges that crosses between Indiana and Kentucky. And they go downriver. I don't know how many miles. I think it's like 20 miles. I know it takes about an hour and a half total. They go down to an island that is in the middle of the Ohio River, and that's their turnaround point. And they turn around and they come back, and the first one to go under that bridge that they started out at is the winner and gets to claim the antlers. And of course, you know, it seems like it might be a little rigged because they seem to pass the antlers back and forth during the years, right? You know, I don't keep track of who wins if I don't go. But we have not gone to the steamboat race for a long, long time. And hubby was like, I really would like to do that. All right, I do not know why I am getting so many ads on this particular channel. I may have to switch my music channel. And he's like, That is the one thing I'd like to do again. You don't have to pay to watch it. You just have to get a viewing spot there on the river, wherever you want to. And parking is the worst part. So we decided we would park. That's what we did Tuesday. Tuesday we tried to go to Chow Wagon. Now Chow Wagon is connected with the Derby. It is all the food trucks, right? Just about anything you want. As well as all the junk food and usually some kind of beer. They used to have a beer tent. They don't have that anymore. What they used to do is have a beer tent and a wine tent and charge a little extra admission because it's free to get into the Chow Wagon. You have to pay for all the food that you want to eat, but it's free. So they charged admission for it. Well, they took that away from the Chow Wagon and gave it its own separate time during the 2 weeks leading up to Derby, right? Yeah, so that we haven't been to that for a while now since they did that. But anyway, I digress. Tuesday we were, let's go eat at the Chow Wagon. I wanted a funnel cake, and hubby just likes to go. He gets a beer, maybe a corn dog. It's fair food. We get to go to the fair in August, so this is like a little intermittent break or chance to get the fair food. However, we didn't plan well, and when we got down there, we could not find a place to park at all. Nowhere. I drove around. I got so frustrated, and my original comment was, I don't want to walk, right? I didn't want to park real far away and walk. Well, what happened was, by Wednesday, hubby talked me into walking. He said, we'll go park at this hotel that he and I often go down for overnight, just a getaway. And they have a really nice view of the Ohio River and bars on the Ohio River. And it's just, it's a fun little getaway. And he said, let's go park in their parking garage. We're familiar with it. He says, it's not that far to walk. Well, I'm sitting here at the computer when he says that, so I bring it up and I look at it, and I just kind of give him this skeptical eye, like, I'm not so sure I believe you. It's not too far to walk. It did say that it was Google Maps, and it gave walking directions, and it did say it was half a mile. And I thought, well, I'm doing pretty good. Maybe I can do a half a mile. So we did go to that. We went, got there around 1:30, parked. The walking to it felt like a long time. I mean, we don't walk fast. We take our time. It felt okay, right? And we got there, and we went to where the Chow Wagon was. And I am going to stop for a minute. I've got an ad break coming in. I know that doesn't affect those that watch it after the fact, and I don't think I have any viewers right now. But I am going to stop talking for a little bit, let the ads go, and I'll finish the story then, after that. Meanwhile, I'm just going to fill this bobbin up and probably start another one, because there's no way I'm going to get all of the flying on one bobbin. decline goes so fast. These bobbins fill up so fast. I should be doing this on my spinning wheel that has the bigger bobbin, but I didn't feel like dragging it in here. We found out our neighbor is not having a garage sale. They're not having a yard sale. They're having a barn sale. We have no idea what they're going to be trying to sell. Hubby's going to check it out later on sometime. Because hubby is the one who probably would use stuff that the gentleman that is our neighbor has for sale. Okay, so we are going to go back to, we're going to get rid of this music. It is, every other one is an ad. So while you're still watching an ad on, I'm going to find some more music here. I would say the ads are over. So when we got down to where the chow wagon was, I got a Diet Coke. Hubby we walked, it's on two sides of a little decorative stream that they have, so you cross a bridge and go to one side or the other. But we walked down one side and didn't get anything wanted, and walked across the bridge and walked around the other. And hubby said, well, I'm going to go over here and get a beer. And I said, well, I'm going to go sit on these benches that look out over the river, because eventually there's going to be a steamboat race, and we might as well sit here and watch it, since it was Wednesday. So, sat there for a little bit. I had no idea when the race was going to be. This would have been about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Yeah, maybe a little later. Maybe 3:30. I can't remember. Anyway, we finally get on Google, and the race doesn't even start supposedly until 6 o'clock. And I said, well, I'm not going to be able to sit here all this time. And there is a restaurant nearby. It's a little bit of a walk. You have to go out of the Chowwagon area and down and around about 2 blocks. I said, let's go to, it's called Joe's Crab Shack. I think it's a chain. I think there are other places. Hello, small girl. Welcome. My goodness. Welcome, welcome. You haven't been around for a while. I hope all is well. Good to see you. I am talking about what we did yesterday. We went to Louisville, which is on the Ohio River, and we ended up eating at Joe's Crab Shack and sitting out on the patio. And while we were there, there was a steamboat race. 2 paddle wheel boats raced, and I put quotation marks around there. They don't go that fast. They carry passengers. Tickets are around $200 a person if you want to be on that, which of course we didn't. But we sat there and had a lovely lunch. I had a birthday lunch because my birthday was Wednesday. That was yesterday. And so I splurged and had crab legs, which I love. Snow crab legs. Oh, your computer, that will do it. Yeah, that's always frustrating. If you can't get on the internet or do what you want to do. Also frustrating, you turn around then and get a new one, and you still have to learn how to use it and make it work and all that stuff too. We've been going through that with hubby's. He had to replace his computer. Thank you. I had a lovely birthday yesterday. That's what I've been talking about. Of course, I've been celebrating some before yesterday too, so yeah, I stretched it out pretty good. So we got to see the steamboat race. They start, the one had to back up and the other one came up, but they start under a bridge that goes, like I said, from Kentucky to Indiana, that cars drive on. And they go down the river. There is an island, probably, I don't know how many miles it is down the river, but they go to the island that's down the river and turn around and come back, and it took about an hour and a half. So there was, the excitement of them leaving, and then you couldn't see them because they're on the river and the river bends, and they are gone for more than an hour. Fortunately, there was music being played on the plaza, and like I said, we sat and took our time and had a lovely lunch. And then eventually, all of a sudden, you could see the 2 coming up, and Belle of Cincinnati was in the lead by quite a bit. So it got in first and won, and the Belle of Louisville didn't win this year. I have been on the Belle of Louisville in the past. Was not for any of this race or anything like that. They do what they call nighttime evening cruises. Sometimes they do dinners. Sometimes it's just cruising and drinks. So yeah, they do cruises that you can do, and every once in a while we'll be like a tourist and get on and go. I have had, over the years that I've lived here and worked here, occasionally I've had work-related Christmas parties on the Belle Lowell. That was fun. Took a little cruise with the co-workers. And there's two in Louisville. There's the Belle, which is bigger, and then there's a smaller one that is not a paddle wheel. It's just a little cruise boat, tourist kind of cruise boat, and it takes off from a dock in Indiana, so it's on the other side of the river. And it really is interesting because I have driven along as much as you can. I mean, it's pretty impossible to drive right by the river, but I have driven roads that basically follow the river on both the Kentucky and the Indiana side. There's always lots of older homes, a few antebellum type homes on those routes, right, which is real fun. But you sort of see them like through the trees and everything like that. If you're on one of the cruise ships, they're not cruise ships, one of the river boats cruising down the river, you can see the houses from the river as totally different because they make the front of the houses face the river. And that's their view, right? It's kind of like you live up on a mountain, you look out over, you make your view out over the valley. Well, that's their view, is the river. So you get to see the houses from a different perspective when you take a riverboat down the river. And they have docks that they, set up. Everybody that lives on the river usually has a boat. Once in a while you see houseboats. It's just really kind of fun to see the river and know that it's kind of somewhat populated as opposed to rural and rustic. When Kentucky does not have legal gambling for lots and lots and lots of years that I've lived here. They just recently passed it, and it's becoming, it's up and coming, right? But Indiana put casinos as legal 25, well, maybe not, maybe 20 years ago. I think around 20 years ago. And when they first started out, this is what I was going to talk about, there was a requirement, it was a state law, that the casino would be a boat that went out and actually went on the river. For some reason, gambling has always sort of been associated with, you're not on our land. It might have to do with revenue and taxes and all that. I don't know what it is, but this is not uncommon. The boats that gamble around the Chicago area do the same thing. They go out on the lake. So, for whatever reason, when Indiana brought casinos in, they had to go out on the water, and we had been on the boat, the casino boat, a few times when it had to go out on the water, and it was really weird because you would board by it's not a plank, boarding thing that they could pull up, right, and set off. And I mean, they'd close the doors to the boat. You couldn't go outside. And it was kind of, at first I was like, we didn't go that often because I wasn't really comfortable with not being able to get off the boat. You know? I'm totally a cruiser. I don't have that feeling with trips that I take on a cruise ship, the great big cruise ships that go, you know, down in the Caribbean, and we've been through the Panama Canal. We've taken plenty of cruises, and that doesn't bother me. This was more like, I'm out of money. I can't sit here and get credit and do something, and I'm bored, and I don't want to be that way, right? It was a I'm out of money thing more than anything. But they fixed that. They took that law away, and the casino, which is a Harrah's now, but has gone through Caesar and, I don't know, several different permutations. Horseshoe, it used to be a Horseshoe. They've all were, for a long time, on the ship, the casino boat at a dock, but they didn't go out, and then they finally built buildings. They have a permanent building now. And that's probably way more than anybody wanted to know about it. But it is interesting. I'm not real sure where it started, that casinos had to be out on the water for gambling, when gambling wasn't part of, I guess, part of the state's legislation or approved by the state. I am flying Shetland. This was Shetland that was white a long time ago. I dyed it, and then I drum carded it. Actually, I combed some of it. I did 3 shades of blue when I dyed it. A dark, medium, and light. This is the medium. This is the very end of it. I had some left as bats that I put in the state fair, and so they never got spun into yarn. And as I was cleaning up and organizing, I thought, well, I might as well get that spun. Back to yesterday. So I talked about, we enjoyed our stay at the Joe Crab Shack. We stayed there a long time. And then it was time to walk back to the car and where we had parked it at the hotel. And oh my gosh, it didn't feel that bad walking to where we went for first the chow wagon and then the restaurant. But walking back, I must have been getting really tired, and I didn't think we would ever get back to the car. And then we get to the parking garage and we can't find the car, because when we pulled in, I think due to the fact that there was a lot going on downtown, they had barricaded a lot. And then when we got that night, when we were back in the parking garage and trying to find our car, barricades were gone, right? And so I kind of lost my sense of where I had gone to park the car. I knew it was on 2B. That's all I knew. And it is, you kind of walk up the levels, right? You can take an elevator, but if you park in certain areas, the elevators are way far away from where you parked. And I seem to recall when we got there that we didn't walk that far at all. So I knew it had to have been close to exit from the garage that we walked out of. Oh my gosh. I have this beautiful thing on my key where it can sound the horn. And when I got to where I sort of thought it should be, I hit that and I heard it. And it sounded like it was above me, but it turned out it was below me. It took me a while to figure out where it was. Hubby, I kept sending him down rows. Go look down that road. Go look down that road. Because, man, I was so tired and really didn't want to walk any more than I had to. We got home, 10 o'clock, went straight to bed, and, you know, have you ever been so tired, and your body hurts so bad that you can't sleep, you can't get comfortable? It was a bad night for quite a while, until the Tylenol I took, and finally just flat out falling asleep. And by the time I woke up this morning, I wasn't sore, but I'm still exhausted today. We went to the laundromat, and fortunately, since it's so much carrying, hubby takes care of that for us, and he is taking care of running it through the dryer. We just wash it at the laundromat and we dry it here. He said we're going to get a washer next week. So once he sets up a washer here, I can start doing loads of laundry, because I won't do big loads. I'll just, run frequent small loads. Oh, and the weather is hot. It's supposed to cool off, but it's close to, I think it's close to 90 today in the sun, at least. Let's see what it says here on my, yeah, it's 87 right now. Yep, 87. So it's kind of warm in here. The house has been staying really cool, and I have not been running the air or anything. I opened the window last night. It was wonderful, because it cooled off last night. It felt so nice to have that fresh air. Don't do that much in the true summertime, because we run the air conditioner. I'm almost done with this. When I finish this, I have an embroidery project that I want to start on and work on. Got everything all together. Got my threads. Found a hoop I think will work. But yeah, I could lay down and go to sleep. I am so sleepy. Huh. I think I skipped a hoop or a hook there. I have a little bit left here. Not doing this very well here. Angle's wrong. Here we go. All right. I'm going to tie this to this. I don't ever really try to intertwine them. It doesn't hold well through the washing process and all of that. And when I actually use this, I have to go ahead and just usually use this little bit that's left for a swatch. I may not, seeing as I have a lot of yarn. Gotta stop here. I already have a lot of yarn of the same fiber and spin. You can't really see what I'm doing. I have a ball that has the two ends. There you can see it. That I'm pulling out. I'm trying to keep it from tangling. Usually I can do that just by pulling off like I'm doing. and sometimes it tangles like it's wanting to do. At the moment, there we go. It's not for the faint of heart to do this, but after I've done it so many times, I've had a few messes, but I've done it so many times that I usually don't have any trouble finishing up that way. Okay, that is 2 bobbins. Lovely blue yarn. I am very happy with this yarn. So I will put this on the Lazy Kate over here so I can skein it off later. I'm not going to do that today. I'll let it sit on the bobbin for a while. I went to set up for the stream today, and my controls are over here on the tower, which is to the right of me, and on the front, and it has a place to plug in for the microphone and a place to plug in for headphones. And it also has this on-off button. I was just going for the plug to plug in the headset, and well, I hit the off button. I was like, I'm looking at the screen, it says shutting down, and it's like, no, oh, do it. I'll bring you back up later. There was no never mind button on that. All right. I'm going to bring my table over here. My table's just... I guess not. I thought it was feeling sticky, but it really isn't. And... my hoop, somehow I found it 50 cents. It's this nice oval hoop. Hope it works. I'm hoping it. Hello, Guitar Nut. I just put my spinning away. But welcome anyway. How are you? I have been talking about doing stuff in Louisville because it is Derby coming up on Saturday, and the 2 weeks before Derby they do all sorts of events and stuff. And so go catch the first part of this VOD if you're interested, because I'm not going to repeat it. Okay, this is a circular tablecloth. It's in a square, but it has lines right here that you cut it out and hem it on. He's showing a friend Twitch and trying to get them into the spinning community. Awesome. Absolutely. That would be wonderful. And I'm not spinning, sorry. But I was. You know, there's going to be a lot of spinning happening for Tour de France, which is the end of, I think it's in June, the very end of June through July, for 3 weeks. And then after the Tour de France is Olympics. And I tend to spin and often stream every day when I'm spinning. So there is going to be a lot of spinning in my future. And for that reason, I was kind of, oh, okay, I think I'm just not going to spin for a little bit. So this is really big cross stitches and a little bit of regular embroidery. And I bought it with this peacock already done. So as you can see, there's colors on there, but I am going to start new because I bought all the threads I wanted to use, and I may end up removing that. We'll see how it looks. I picked the colors that are on here are not necessarily the colors that I'm going to put on it. Let me widen it up there a little bit. There we go. You know, they're just for reference. They're suggesting what the blue, you make your blue. Well, I'm going to make this ring that goes around it 2 different colors, right? But at least the X's are kind of in different colors to designate the different features. And the other side of it has no peacocks, right? But we have these flower urns all the way around and little flower motifs right there. So this is tablecloth. And then there is a second piece that goes with this, same concept of design, that is for a buffet top. So it's a long rectangle shape. So I am just thinking I'm going to start with the urn down here. Let me see where my slip of paper is that I marked down the colors I wanted to do. Where did I put it? Oh, where did I put it? Uh-oh. Here it is. So I decided I would do this urn blue and the flowers, the red that I bought. I mean, I'm not against their color choices. And one nice thing, if you follow that, it won't show a different color underneath your X's when you make it. Oh, I gotta undo this a little more. Still more. Alright. I was happy to find that I had this hoop. I thought I was going to have to buy a bigger hoop. But this, I think this is perfect. Perfect size. Didn't get it quite. I got a stitch or two. I'm going to move it. I got a stitch or two that's not in the hoop. Okay. And yeah, the hoop's going to leave I will have to spray dampen it and do a ironing after I get done. Alright, now let me show you the colors I got here. $806. This is what I'm going to do the urn in. This blue. And the flowers is $9.15. Oh, that's the one that's over there, I think. Over here. Oh. It's rolled right out of my reach. this? Yeah, this is going to be the flowers. And then the leaves will be green. So, I got to find a needle. And first of all, I got to figure out, you do not, I got to figure out the start to this. You do not split this thread. You use it as it comes off the... Where is it wrapped? Oh, way over here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so it's not as thick as you think, right? And I have to figure out if one strand, this is a test run to see if one strand's enough or if I have to do it double. Because this is thinner than what they were using. They were using embroidery floss, all 6 strands, which is another reason I may take that out. But I thought this would be easier to begin with to find a needle to thread. Okay, where's my needles? Here they are. I need a sharp needle. I don't need a blunt end. I also need my light. There we go. That's a blunt. That's sharp. So, Guitar Nut, if you're still listening, since you last been on, come visit, I bought 2 more fleeces. I bought fleeces. I bought a Jacob that is the sheep itself, not the fleece I got. The year before, the sheep was at Maryland Sheep and Wool and won best of all of Maryland Sheep and Wool. I mean, it was a Jacob and it beat out Merino and Romney and Blueface Lister, and it beat out everybody. So, I was excited to get that fleece. It is multicolored, as Jacobs are, but mostly white with tans and light grays and that sort of thing in it. And then I also bought a black Shetland. It was not a prize winner, but very nice fleece. So what I'm doing here is going right to left, doing just the lower cross. Some people do where you can run several stitches at the same time. I'm not thinking that I want to try and do that with this bigger needle and bigger crosses. And I don't have open weave fabric either, right, that you can go in and out of the holes. I came by this canvas, or whatever you call it, through an auction. Local auction. the person had a lot of needlecraft supplies and things like that. And they're the ones that had started this. I have a feeling they were unused to cross stitch. Most of them are fairly decent looking, but I think they were also struggling with trying to use the 6 strands of embroidery floss. See, I really like the 1 strand of this. This is pearl cotton, by the way. I really like. I think it's going to be good, how it looks. Now, I probably ought to check my camera. Oh, it's pretty good. I might be able to go down a little bit like that. See a little better. I really do like to do cross stitch, but I got sucked into doing a lot of counted cross stitch design, working on a lot of counted cross stitch, because the designs are so beautiful. They're intricate and detailed, and they take forever, and I'm starting to lose my vision enough, even with the cataract surgery and new lenses put in, that I was really struggling to do the little stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to get this out. Nice big X's. This is geriatric cross stitch. Don't tell people I said that. I think the hardest thing about getting older is the constant finding out that you can't do something anymore. You know? Sounds like an ad to me. Oh, my music had come to an end. Okay. Yep. Okay, we'll see how many ads come on this one. Yeah, yesterday I got on Hirschner's website and I put an order in. One thing is something I want to make for my good friend for Christmas. So it is a diamond dot. She loves roses. So this is a picture of diamond dot roses. I will have to frame it and buy the frame. And then I bought sequin ornaments that I have been trying to get for a year and a half from Hirschner's. They were always out of stock, back ordered, and every time I get on the site I check, and so I checked, and the order went through. So I'm hoping that I get it. They are called Mandala Christmas ornaments. You know what a mandala is, in the round and all that sort of thing. But these are ornaments that are sequins and beads, where you push the pin in and to a ball. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And you know, I cannot remember what the third item was. I wonder if I wrote it down here. I don't think I did. So these are the ornaments I've been trying to get forever, and I got them supposedly yesterday. So there was that, and then, oh yeah, this is cross stitch. 5 of them for $20. Use your own floss. Okay, which is fine because I have a lot of floss. So that's why they're cheaper. But they're table runners, and mostly I want it, I think, for what I work on here. I always am looking for something to cover this wood up. And then the last thing was also sequin and beads. We do Christmas houses. We have all sorts of Christmas houses. And these are sequin and beads. They sit. They are not ornaments, right? They sit. So I thought that'd be a fun addition to our Christmas house decorating that we do at Christmas time. So anyway, I had fun. That was fun picking that stuff out, and I'm looking forward to getting it. And again, let's do something other than spinning. I probably will do the diamond dots on stream. I will have to get that done. The other, I'm not as concerned about. Hopefully I get it, at least one of them done for Christmas. I should stretch. I didn't really stretch. The one thing we didn't get to see, I had originally planned yesterday, was at night. It was at 9:30, and I was just too tired to stay. But they had a drone show, and I've seen it on TV. A drone show that they did for the opening 2 weeks ago, the opening Thunder Over Louisville event. I don't know if it's the same drone show but it was alright. I needed to get home. I was so tired. And a thing they do is the balloon race, and the balloon race got canceled because of the weather. They did Balloon Glow, which is held where all the balloons are parked, and they go ahead and what the heck happened here? You are kidding me. Oh, I see. Well, I sewed that. I should have known better than to leave that hanging. There it goes. The thread that they started using is not embroidery thread. But it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know enough about threads to, maybe I could have found it, if I knew what to look for. But, I believe this is going to be just fine. I like the way it's covering. So I was saying there was a balloon race, but it got canceled because of the weather. And they had the Balloon Glow where they lit up the burners and inflated the balloons, but they were on the ground, right? You could walk by and see the balloons, and it was at night, so the glow of the burners is what makes it called a balloon glow. It makes the balloon glow a little bit. So yesterday they had 4 balloons up in the air. Which was nice. They would have been the local balloons. The balloons come in for the event from all over, but they don't stay, evidently. Sitting here with my foot bent sideways. Don't know why I'm doing that. Hello, Nematode. Good to see you. Welcome. How are you? It's been a while. I am streaming at a time I hardly ever stream. Just because of my busy life. Life has a lot of up and downs right now. I'm sure you are hanging on there, trying. That's a good attitude. I'm doing fine. I am amazed how fast the days go. I thought being retired and everything and here all the time would feel like a real slow life, but we do enough. Hubby and I do enough that it feels busy all the time. And I cut down to 2 days a week streaming. And it was Wednesday evening and Sunday afternoon, and then I just couldn't get to Wednesday evenings anymore, so I had to. I hate when this happens. Okay, what happened was it didn't pull all the way through and I got a loop, so I wondered why my thread got shorter all of a sudden real quick, so I'll just tie this off. But I'm not going to stop streaming because this is about the only time I sit and do crafts, and I don't want to lose that. You're not a good year so far. 2 friends of yours died recently, and very suddenly and unexpectedly. But can only go up from here, right? Yes, absolutely. Grief is a process. And unfortunately, you just have to go through the process, and it's different for every person. And then things start seeming normal, and you don't think of the grief that much anymore, and then something will happen, it'll hit you again, and you start over for a while, and grief is unfortunate but necessary. As human beings, I think this is how we accept the fact of whatever is causing us grief. So take care of yourself and love those that are around you, that are there. Cherish them. All sounds like platitudes, but it's basic stuff. find somebody to talk to. That's also really important. I learned that from a good friend that I have that I don't actually get to see. She lives in California. I used to work with her years and years and years ago, and we stayed in touch. And the more we write each other, the more our friendship grew. Really, it was not a working friendship, right? And it grew into a trusting friendship where we could talk about anything. And she went through some serious grief, maybe 5-6 years ago. I know my letters, when she wrote to me, that's what helped her, was to talk to me. So, doesn't have to be writing, but it needs to be expressed somehow, the feelings. I always hate when I come to the end of a thread and I have to get more. That tying off process or whatever. I hate that part. I just want to stitch. And well, can I get one more? Can I just get one more feeling? I don't think so. I think that's it. Because I have to be able to run it underneath something and tie it off. That's really wonderful. I am so glad to hear that. I just did the same thing. I cut off a nice long chunk and I thought, you know what? That's going to tangle. Because you got greedy. Well, you can double it up for a fair amount of it. As long as you don't go too far. And or what I do is, I start it by running under threads and I always pull it out. Well, thank you. I have very strong nails. Can't claim why, except maybe genetics. I don't know. I don't do a whole lot of things that keep my hands in water. I mean, some of it can soften the nails that way, but I don't know. I am lucky. Sometimes I polish them, but not much. And I do go through, one breaks, and then another breaks, and then another, and I have to cut them all real short for a while. And then they kind of all grow out to the same length. I banged this, I don't know if you can see it. See that black on there? That's not a, like, pen or dirt or anything like that. I pinched my finger in a door that was swinging, and it caught my thumb, just like that. And it started all the way back there at that moon. And that was in December. I should go ahead and cut it off, but I just been watching that work its way up towards the top for so many months. Ouchie is right. Lots of calcium. I'm not a milk drinker. I eat yogurt a couple times a week, maybe. I wouldn't say so. But I'm sure that helps anybody that's wanting good nails, strong nails, is told to take calcium supplements. My mom had good, healthy nails, and she lost her sight, and she was always afraid that her nails were too long because she couldn't see to cut them, right? She didn't want them to grow too long, and she couldn't actually cut them. She would have, for a long time, she'd go get a manicure. But after she got, I would say past 85, she pretty much refused to go. And she would sit while she's watching TV and just file her nails without even looking at them, right? Just so she could keep them from growing too long. So I think probably there's some genetics there. No, I have never had a broken bone. You want to get really good at doing your own nail polish. Yeah, maybe if your nails look nice. They say that. I don't believe it. I believe that people will anyway. But it's a good thing to try. I'm secretly a superhero. Absolutely. Don't tell anybody. Oh, you're funny. Super bones. Your mother had extremely weak nails. They break all the time and hurt her. Yeah, they break too far back, right? I've done that. I have done that. Usually because I hit it, right? Not, I hit it on something. We'll bend it and break it, and because I've gotten it too long, Oh, you bought a beginner set for doing gel nails? Those super strong manicures that Yeah, cured under a UV light. I'll practice and then surprise her with it. Oh. Oh, so you don't have it yet. She didn't have it yet. Wow, good. That sounds fun. Now, I had bought some Sally Hansen. One time for a cruise, I thought I'd buy some Sally Hansen polished nails, you know, and I never put them on. I never have actually stuck them on my nail. Okay, so you're gonna do your nails. That's what I thought you meant, yeah. And give her a manicure. That is awesome. Would be an awesome surprise. She probably, unfortunately, isn't used to long nails. You know, that is a consideration too. Might start medium length. Oh, this is totally not on any topic we're talking about, but except my birthday, I have to tell you that yesterday, today's my birthday, but yesterday, we were in the car and my cell phone connects to the car radio, you know, so I don't have to answer it. And it rang, and it gave me the caller ID, and it was my grandson, my grandson is 12, or 11, going to be 12, he's 11 right now. So, this is not normal, right, at all. And I answered it, and he says, Grandma, I just wanted to tell you happy birthday. That was like, well, thank you. I can't believe you remembered that. Oh, no, my mom told me. But that's all right. I wanted to tell you happy birthday. So, anyway, that was a nice, fun surprise. He's growing up. My little boy is growing up. Yeah, he's also honest. That's right. I like your take on that. That's good. You don't mean those nails that you put over your reel. You were talking about special nail polish so the nails won't be any longer. Oh! Okay, sorry. I don't know these things, so I didn't realize that. But it really forms a really strong layer over your nails, especially if you do several layers because it's hardened. Okay, all right, so, but it goes on like nail polish, and then you harden it. Is it a color, though, or is it natural looking? I was thinking that, people go in and get their nails, stuff put on their nails, unless they can, unless they had really, really long nails to begin with, and they put it on there and shaped them. It has been years since I've had a manicure. I used to get one whenever we went on a cruise. I would treat myself to a manicure, but then it just really got expensive, and we like doing so many other things on the cruises that I finally just said, I'm not going to do that anymore. Yeah, it goes on like normal nail polish. You get it in all sorts of colors, but you'll try a neutral first or a clear. Okay. Okay, what do you have to use to take it off? Or do you just never take it off? You just keep adding coats. I mean, when I do nail polish, of course, I have acetate to take it off. Nail polish remover. You can tell I'm not a girly girl. I never have been. My good friend that I was talking about is, she'll be the first to tell you, I'm a girly girl and I'm high maintenance. That's alright. Own it. You have to sand off the upper layer with a nail file. Then you soak your nails in acetone. Okay. Well, you taught me something I didn't know. You got an otter. Oh. Well, good. I look up now and then when I'm doing stuff like this, but I forget. And most of the time, I have a fair number of them over the years that, I don't know when I started this, maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years, I don't know. But, by the time I get to typing, it's gone because I miss it, I wait too long. They can be frustrating. A lot of times, don't be surprised if it's hard to catch on the stream. And it's not because other people are trying, although sometimes, a couple of us will try at the same time, but depending on who's in the chat, but they don't seem to give them out. I think they don't give them out as... I'm used to the Pokemon Go where you throw a ball at it and catch it. Aw, there you go. You got the bug. It's good. So I have to say never mind after all I just said. But I mostly do it on my phone where it's Pokemon Go, and I've been doing that for years. I love it. Except for the fact that they limit how many you can have, and then you have to pay some to keep more or dispose of them. Beginner's luck. Well, no, it's your name. And it was a bug. I suppose I ought to go see who's streaming if I want to raid, because I'll sit here for a little bit. If I raid, you won't eat it. No, it's your pet now. KB's on. I need to go say hello to KB. She's not usually on in Sunday afternoons when I stream. Alright. We are going to go see KB. Yeah, you're right. I have never heard of Nanjask. I'm not even sure what it's... Usually the name has a little bit to do with what kind of bug it is, what kind of animal it is. Alright. I'm going to visit KB Fibers. If you're not familiar with her, she is knitting today. She does spinning also. And I haven't talked to her for a while, so I want to go see her. So I think I'm going to raid her. It looks like a huge wasp with claws. Ooh, yuck. I know, I run from wasps. I hate wasps. Yeah, I turned the music off if you're wondering where the music went. So thank you for everybody coming by. And I got, for those of you who came later, where did I put them? Oh, over yonder. I got these two lovely bobbins of yarn plied. So that was a good part of the stream. And a good little start on the cross stitch. It's looking good. I'll be back on Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock, 3 to 5. It's this time. This is not a normal time for me. And then I will try to do Thursday evening, 7 to 9, following that. So that will be my more regular time from now on. And, oh, she's in an ad now, too. No, she's not. It's running them on the... Okay, KB Fibers. Let's see here. See you soon, Nematode. Hopefully sooner than it's been. It's been wonderful talking to you. I enjoyed it. Wait, is it... Nope, that's not it. It's this. Read. Make sure I spelled that right. Yep. Nope, that's not right. It's not that. It's this. Raid KB. I do this every time. Fibers. That's not right? Yep, that's right. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.